The Galactic Council had established the path centuries ago. It was simple. All interstellar travel followed predetermined routes, carefully mapped and monitored. This wasn't merely for navigation, it was survival. What lurked in the vast darkness between stars remained unknown to most species, but the ancient races remembered. They knew what happened when ships strayed. Lieutenant James Parker had heard the stories. Every human cadet did during training. Still, humanity was young among the stars, barely a century into council membership, and humans had a particular knack for questioning established wisdom. Course plotted along designated Path 42B, Captain. James reported from his navigation console aboard the UES Discovery. Captain Ellis nodded, her weathered face illuminated by the holographic display. Standard procedure, Lieutenant. Nothing exciting about this cargo run. The Discovery was a mid-sized transport vessel, unremarkable except for its human crew. Still something of a novelty in this sector. Their current mission, delivering agricultural supplies to the colony world Terra Nova, a routine 3-week journey. 2 days into their voyage, alarms blared through the ship. "Proximity alert," shouted Technician Davis. "Something massive approaching on our starboard side." The view screen revealed a behemoth, a Zendarian warship, twice their size with weapons that could vaporize them instantly. "They're hailing us," Communications Officer Bell announced. The captain signaled to accept. A reptilian face filled the screen, eyes cold and calculating. "Human vessel," the Zendarian commander hissed. "Your species' reputation for cleverness precedes you. You have something we want, the biotech samples in your cargo bay." Ellis maintained her composure. "We carry agricultural supplies for a colony, world, nothing more. Do not insult my intelligence, we have informants. Surrender the samples or we will take them." When the transmission ended, Ellis turned to her crew. "Options?" The science officer spoke first. "They outgun us completely. We can't fight." "We could surrender the samples," suggested Bell. James studied his navigation console, an idea forming. "There's another option. We could leave the path." The bridge fell silent. "That's forbidden," Ellis said quietly. "For good reason," added Davis. "No one who leaves the path returns." James highlighted a section of space on his display. "This nebula region is just half a light year off our route. Its radiation and dust clouds would mask our signature. We could hide there until help arrives. Or we could encounter whatever. Terrors keep ships on the path," Ellis countered. The ship shuddered as the Zendarians fired a warning shot. 2 minutes until they're in boarding range, Davis reported. Ellis looked at each crew member, then nodded. "Lieutenant Parker, take us off the path." The Discovery veered sharply, thrusters firing at maximum. The Zendarian vessel pursued immediately, closing the distance with superior engines. "They're gaining on us," Davis called out. James pushed the navigation systems to their limits. Almost to the nebula edge, 20 seconds. The ship rocked violently, as another shot grazed their shields. Shields at 40%. 10 seconds. The Discovery plunged into the nebula's swirling gases. Immediately, their sensors went haywire, the view screen showing only churning colors and static. "We're blind," Ellis said, gripping her chair. "Cut engines. Silent running." Minutes passed in tense silence. The Zendarian warship remained at the nebula's edge, unwilling to follow. "They're not pursuing," Bell whispered. Ellis didn't relax. "They know something we don't." James monitored what little data his instruments could gather. "I'm detecting unusual energy patterns deeper in the nebula. Could be a navigation hazard." "Or something worse," Ellis murmured. As if in answer, the ship trembled. "Not from weapons fire, something else." "Movement," Davis reported, voice tight with fear. "Multiple contacts, closing fast." The nebula gases parted as enormous shapes emerged. Crystalline structures, vaguely reminiscent of manta rays but spanning kilometers across. They moved with impossible grace for their size, gliding through the nebula as if swimming. "What are they?" Bell breathed. "The reason we stay on the path," Ellis answered. "One of the entities approached the Discovery, dwarfing the human vessel. It emitted no signals their technology could interpret. It simply observed. Then came the pressure, not physical, but mental. Each crew member felt it simultaneously, an ancient consciousness touching their minds. Images flooded their thoughts. Civilizations rising and falling, species evolving and going extinct. The slow dance of galaxies. The entity was showing them its memories, stretching back millions of years, and then understanding. "They're guardians," James whispered, tears streaming down his face. "They protect the spaces between stars from something else." The mental contact continued, revealing glimpses of horrors lurking in the void, predators that would consume entire worlds if allowed free rein. The entities had established the path system eons ago, channeling interstellar traffic along safe routes while they patrolled the darkness between. The message became clear: return to the path. Now. When the contact ended, the crew found themselves shaking, forever changed by the experience. "Plot a course back to Path 42B, Lieutenant," Ellis ordered, her voice steady despite her pallor. As they approached the nebula's edge, they saw the Zendarian warship drifting, intact but powerless. The crystalline entities had neutralized it. A final message impressed itself on their minds. "We have existed since before your sun burned. We will exist long after. You are permitted the path. Nothing more." When the Discovery returned to Council. Space 2 weeks later, their report caused a sensation. The recordings they'd managed to capture showed only glimpses of the entities, but it was enough to confirm what the ancient races had always known. Humanity finally understood why no one fled the path. It wasn't a restriction. It was protection. The Galactic Council commended the Discovery's crew for their survival and new understanding. The Zendarians were sanctioned for their aggression. As for Lieutenant James Parker, he never questioned the path again. At night, he still dreamed of ancient crystalline beings swimming through the cosmos, eternally vigilant against terrors beyond comprehension. Sometimes boundaries exist for a reason.